when we are out there in the dark. We'll dream about the sun. In the dark we'll seek the light, warms our hearts, everyone, if we hold on together. I know our dreams will never die. Dreams see us through to forever. As high as souls will fly, the clouds roll by. For you and I. Hi everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Monday, and that means it's Gargoyles Day. And this week's episode was Enter MacBeth. With Xanatos close to being released from prison, Elisa knows she must convince the Gargoyles to leave the castle and find a new place to live. However, Goliath is being very stubborn about it, determined to stay in the one place that still has meaning to him and his clan. But things may soon change when a new player by the name of MacBeth comes onto the scene. Okay, things I liked about this episode. Really about the only thing I like about this episode, besides the fact that we see the new home that the Gargoyles eventually moved to for a good chunk of the series, is that we are introduced to a new character, and a new key character, and that is MacBeth. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, he is the MacBeth from the Shakespeare play Macbeth. Now, Macbeth is one of my favorite characters in this series, and very much like Dingo and Fox and Owen and Xanatos, but a little more so than them, as it kind of comes off very off the bat after this episode. He is very much a gray character, and by gray character, I mean he is not a clear-cut villain, but he's not a clear-cut hero. He does do things that a hero wouldn't do, but he is not necessarily in conflict or sets out to be in conflict with the Gargoyles. There's really only 2 times he actually sets out to be in conflict with the Gargoyles. This episode, and then the Avalon Trilogy arc in Season 2, which we will talk about when we get to it, because that is actually a very special circumstance. Most of the other episodes he's in, he does not set out to be in conflict with Goliath and his clan. It's just kind of happenstance that they cross paths with each other. No, actually, I take that back. There's 3 episodes, because there's another episode in Season 2 where he does come in direct conflict with the Gargoyles. But again, that's kind of a special circumstance, which we will talk about when we get to that episode as well. But again, every other, except for those 3 times, every other episode where he comes in contact with the Gargoyles has been really happenstance. He never set out to cross paths with Goliath and his clan. In fact, I think after this episode, he ends up really respecting Goliath to a degree. One of the other reasons why I like MacBeth is that he's got this nobleness about him. He was a king, and he is a great warrior. So there is that nobility to him. We will talk about how he could have been from the Gargoyles time and still be in our time when it comes up. I promise. I don't want to give away too many spoilers on his backstory, but we will get into his backstory later on. That'll be in season 2, though, so we have a bit of a wait. But a lot of what he does also is not necessarily to cause harm to anyone. There was this time when, there was this episode, and I really don't think he even really meant to cause harm to the Gargoyles. He just wanted to capture them. And then there's High Noon, which is the other time he comes in. He sets out to come in conflict with the Gargoyles. And again, I don't think he really wanted to harm them as much as he just wanted to capture them, him and his partner. And then there's the Avalon arc. And again, that's special circumstances. And that one in High Noon we will talk about when we get to them. He's basically just trying to undo something that was done to him in the past, and I don't want to get too much into that because it will be a spoiler. We will talk about it when we get to that particular set of episodes, I promise. So he's not, that's why I say he's not a clear-cut bad guy. He's not doing things bad for the sake of doing something bad. He's trying to accomplish a specific goal. And it's not necessarily a bad goal. And by bad goal, I mean it's not necessarily something that, say, the other villains in this episode, or not this episode, this season, series, like the Pack or Demona, are focusing on. But again, I don't want to get too much into that as it will come up in season 2. I think about halfway through season 2 or halfway through season 2. So we've got a little bit of time before we get to that. But considering the first season was very short, it will come up relatively soon. So I will get to that. I promise you will find out exactly what's going on with MacBeth and everything at that particular point in time. It's just, you gotta be patient until I get to it, okay? Because I really don't want to give away any spoilers, and that is a big spoiler, because once you find out what's going on with him, it'll be like, oh my god, everything he's done up to then actually makes sense. So, yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to it, I promise. I don't mean to be coy, I just don't want to really, I think coy is the right word, I don't want to really just not say what's going on. I will, like with Owen, kind of drop a little bit of hints every time MacBeth pops up and something becomes very clear, or you're going to look back on that once the big revelation comes and be like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. But I won't really reveal anything until the big reveal in that episode where they reveal everything about his past. I promise we'll get to it. It's just not going to be for a while. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't a lot I didn't like about this episode. I felt it did a wonderful job introducing a new character. I like the way they wrap it up with Xanatos saying that there's a new player in the game, because MacBeth is a new player in the game. Up until now, it has really been the Gargoyles and Elisa and the Pack and Xanatos and Owen, although Owen really doesn't get involved too much, and Demona. And now we have MacBeth coming in, who's basically changing the rules a little bit in the fact that when the Gargoyles are going to face him, it's going to be more of a noble fight. It's not going to be any of this backhanded, manipulative, trickery, dirty fighting stuff like everyone else is doing with them. He is actually going to face them as equals on a noble standing. He's not going to stab them in the back. He's not going to try to trick them or anything. He is going to come at this from a noble front. So it is going to be a game changer to a degree, and anybody who works with him is going to have to deal with the fact that he will not stand for any dishonest fighting, because he wasn't trained to be a dishonest fighter. And again, we will get into that when we learn more about his backstory. Okay, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Please like and share this video if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already if you're watching on YouTube. And feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 5 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. The links for the 5 sites I mentioned will be in the description section as well. If that makes it any easier for you guys to find my particular pages on those sites. And if you're watching on Facebook, the link for my YouTube channel will be in the description section as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, the link for my Facebook page will be in the description section. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my other TV Talk videos on Gargoyles. My other TV Talk videos. And my other videos. Okay, a few things I'd like to touch on before I sign off. First off, and this is for my YouTube subscribers, any of my videos that are not on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Again, the link will be in the description section. This is for my Facebook friends. Any of my videos that are not on my Facebook page are on my YouTube channel. Again, the link is in the description section. I will be posting the links for all my YouTube videos, including those that are dual posted to Facebook, to my Facebook page. But if you're having any problems viewing those links, just go directly to my YouTube channel. Lastly, I would like to apologize for not posting a video last week. I was out of town, and I really didn't get back till late afternoon, and by then it was just, I didn't have time to sit down and watch this episode and do a review and get it posted in time. I do apologize for that. My original plan was to record the review video ahead of time and kind of post it in the morning last Monday, but I just didn't have time to do so beforehand. So I do apologize. Time just kind of got away from me while I was planning for this out-of-town trip, and it just kind of happened. As always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.